sure whether you should file or not, just go ahead and file. If you're just a sole prop, my understanding is that you likely do not have to complete this filing, so you shouldn't have to worry about that. But as I always say, because it's the truth, I'm not an attorney. I can't offer legal advice. So if you have any questions or worries about the substance of this legal requirement, reach out to a qualified attorney in your area, easy for me to say. They are the ones that can get you headed in the right direction. So this video will walk you through just the mechanics of completing this filing. And again, as I've mentioned in previous videos and posts, if you have not completed, if your entity was formed prior to 2024, you have until January 1st of 2025 to complete this filing. If not, you will start incurring about a $591 fee per day. And if you file an entity during the course of 2024, you have 90 days after formation to complete this. And again, if you don't hit that deadline, $591 per day, no cap that I'm aware of. And starting in January 1, 2025, if you file a new entity, create a new entity, you only have 30 days to complete this information, or again, $591 per day. Also note that if there's any change in your situation, your name changes, your address changes, you also have 30 days, only 30 days, to update your information, or again, big penalties start to apply. So this is kind of scary stuff, but the good news is that the filing itself is actually quite easy to complete. So without further ado, let's jump right in. So the link to the link to get to this page, the BOI E-filing system, will be in either a description box below this video or in a comment or in the post content. I'll figure out where to put that. So that will take you to this page. So you are going to want to make this BOI filing. So we will click here to get started. Now it gives you these three different options. I don't totally understand what all of them are, but I'm pretty sure we want to just file online. I think that's the easiest one. We're not going to mess around with an API. You could print off a PDF, but that sounds super painful. So we're going to go online. We're going to agree to the fact that we are entering information into a U.S. government system. So this is the first page, and you'll actually find pretty decent guidance. If you have a question, there's this need help section. You can click it and it will open things up and give you some actually helpful information. So question number one, type of filing. This is an initial report. You could obviously also correct a prior report, update a prior report. Newly exempt entity, you are almost certainly not an exempt entity. But again, questions, go to an attorney. The date is sort of pre-filled. So we've got this notice here at the bottom. That's fine. Clicking on next. Okay, so reporting company information. Again, if you have questions about these, open up this need help. Tells you a lot. Request to receive a FinCEN ID. So this is optional, but like if you check the box, your entity that you are registering will also receive a FinCEN ID, which can be handy to have in the future. Again, not a lawyer, not an expert, but I don't see any reason why not to get this ID. So let's check that box. So now we need to know the legal name and alternate names of the business. So Turning Point Planning LLC is the name of my LLC. I might also have a doing business as filing that I've made, which is Turning Point Financial Life Planning. There we go. And that's it. If you have an additional DBA, doing business as, or alternate name, you can click this box to add something additional, but don't need to do that in this case. Form of identification. So the tax identification type you've got, in most cases, you're just going to want to use an EIN. You should have received an EIN when you formed your entity. So we'll just type that in. And I know that it doesn't like to have dashes, so we'll just remove the dash. The country, jurisdiction, if foreign tax ID, okay, doesn't apply. Jurisdiction of formation or first registration. Select a country, of course, that's going to be United States for me, and I'm likely for you as well. State of formation for me is going to be California. Obviously, just apply whatever, select whatever applies. Tribal jurisdiction, not going to be relevant for us. So, all right, so then we want to enter the address. Now, this is the business address, not necessarily your personal address, although it could be the same. We'll enter the state. This is all obviously really basic, simple information, zip code, and that's it. We'll click on next, and away we go. Okay, so this box number 16 is going to be an important one. This is an existing reporting company. So if you are looking for an explanation, click this need help. So this existing reporting company means one that was created or registered before January 1st, 2024. So that does apply in my case. If it did not apply, in other words, if you formed your business entity after January 1st, 2024, then you would also need to supply some information about the individuals who filed the paperwork with the Secretary of State's office. That's probably going to be you yourself, but it could be someone else. So assuming you've got an existing company that has existed prior to the year 2024, click that, and then it's going to disable all of these additional informational boxes. So we can just click next. All right, so now we need to enter the beneficial ownership information. In most cases, this is going to be probably just you, just the owner of the company. But if there's anyone else who owns 25% or more of the company, or who can exercise substantial control over your entity, they too need to be disclosed as beneficial owners, even though they technically may not be an owner. If they are able to exercise substantial control, you'll still have to indicate them here. Again, that is my understanding based on some webinars that I've attended hosted by attorneys. If you have a question or you're unsure about that, seek out your own attorney. So parent guardian informationship, no, not relevant for me. I am an adult last time I checked. So now we've got beneficial owner FinCEN ID. So if you have created an FinCEN ID for yourself as an individual already, which I generally do recommend because it's easier and allows your personal identifiable information to remain confidential, all you need to do is enter that FinCEN ID right here. So luckily for me, I have created that. So I'm just going to paste my ID right there, and it's giving me an error. Why is that? Let's take a look. I think it doesn't like the dashes, maybe. Whoops. Ooh, it's easy for me to say. Okay, I think we got that problem fixed. It seems it does not like you to copy and paste your FinCEN ID in, which is super annoying. Maybe that's just an issue for me. But either way, I've got my FinCEN ID. I've entered in that, and now I can click next. So now we are at the submit stage. So this hasn't really taken us all that long. I'll enter in my name. I will agree to this. Okay, skip, where does it, oh, okay, we need to enter our email, that's fine. Confirm email, there we go. I agree, I am a human. Oh boy. I'm like really bad at these, by the way, but I think I can do this one. Or not. Animal sitting or lying down. Okay, this is fun. Thanks for bearing with me. Okay, that was really difficult for me to prove that I'm human, but that should be it. We'll submit the BOIR. The submission will be processing for some period of time. And the filing has been successful. Download a transcript. For sure you want to do that. Save it somewhere safe rather, so you can prove that you've actually done this. But that's it. So it's taken us well under 10 minutes. So if you don't have the FinCEN ID, of course, that is going to take you longer because you'll have to enter all that information that I separately entered when I created my personal FinCEN identification number. So that's it. I hope this was helpful. I hope this demystified some of this filing requirement. This whole project, if I hadn't been recording videos for you all, probably would have taken me 15 minutes, maybe. So don't delay. Do it today. And then you can just rest easy knowing you're not going to get some big fine next year. All right, take care.